Hello again and welcome to another Bolt Action Battle Report. That's right, we're not playing Warhammer 40k today. We've travelled back in time to, what, is it M1 technically? M2? Gone back to M2 and we are going to be engaging in some fast-paced Bolt Action content. And you know what? I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time since I've done a Bolt Action Battle Report on the channel. And this time we have got a new special guest. Someone who has entered into the arena. It is the man, the myth, the legend. It is Dan, and I'm not getting his face in the camera. He actually didn't mind, but I thought it'd be funny.
No, I have the man, the myth, the legend t-shirt. It's like a good moment.
I love it. We are down in Element Games today. I thought we'd do one down here. It's always a bit of fun to mix at the venue. Sometimes it's nice for me to crawl out of my cave, which is the battle bunker, and come out into the real world and pretend that I'm a social creature and interact with other gamers. So that's what we've gone for. And Dan has set up this lovely terrain. But we'll get into all of the terrain and the map and all that kind of good stuff. But Dan, this is your stuff from home, isn't it?
Most of it's mine from home. I've got the houses, my hedges, my fences.
Nice.
The hills, the trees, and the hard walls are from Element.
Nice. So where did you get this stuff from, out of curiosity? Was it just like...
These are 3D printed.
Oh, wow.
These are TT Combat. And these are scouring pads with bits of foam put on.
Oh, so it's a big mixture of everything.
Classic, new, and 3D.
Awesome. Yeah, so you've got the incredibly low-tech stuff, and you've got the incredibly high-tech stuff. I love it. But we'll get into what the actual terrain and everything stuff means in a moment. But I just want to say, Dan, thank you for coming down here and doing the battle report, and thank you for bringing some awesome terrain, because terrain really does make the battle rep. So it's always good when we can use some good stuff. Now we're playing a bit of a late war game, I'd say today. Potentially, I think just looking at the state of your power troopers, we'll get to those in a moment. I feel like maybe we've just burst off the beaches of Normandy. This is the breakout. Germans are trying to force some rapid reinforcements to hold you back, but it's definitely a late war scenario today. I've got all the STGs. You've got all of the power troopers, and it seems like the Germans are going to have to try and hold the line against the Allied forces. But speaking of armies and all that kind of good stuff, why don't we head on over to the field of battle and the army lists today. Alright, Dan, so here we have the paratroopers. You've got a lot of infantry backed up by some pretty nasty anti-tank support, it looks like. Why don't you take us through your list today?
Yeah, the classic. We have a truck with a machine gun for this game.
Is that the big machine gun?
No, it's only an MG this game.
Okay.
That's bringing my glider squad with 3 SMGs and 1 BAR.
Oh, nice,
along
nice.
with the bazooka.
Oh, the good old bazooka. Yep, love it.
The ever reliable sniper.
Ever reliable. I'm going to have to refute that statement, sir. Every sniper that I've ever used has been extremely unreliable.
Snipers do their job. I have a 5-man just pure rifles engineer team, but they're nice. Are
they veteran, are they?
All veteran.
Nice.
Except for the truck in the M18.
Is that the Hellcat?
Hellcat.
Oh, I love it. I've had my eye on one of these for a long time. They're really cool.
It's just such a nice model.
Yeah. Is it the Warlord one, is it?
That's the Warlord one.
Nice. Okay, so that's going to be popping my Panzer III. Oh, my days.
We have my second lieutenant. The actual Lieutenant Winters model.
Ah, you've gone all in. I love it. I love it. Excellent.
A light mortar.
A light mortar. Oh, a Beneculture. So a big
another glider squad.
Glider
with
squad.
3 SMGs and BAR.
Oh, so that's the advantage of taking gliders over actual power troopers. You get the BARs.
You get
nice.
the BAR instead of the 7-man team here with LMG.
Yeah.
Vest rifles, and then the same again. 7-man team, LMG, vest rifles.
Nice. Well, let me just say, man, you've done an absolutely amazing colour scheme on these guys. It's going to be a real treat to play against. I feel like you've put me to shame a little bit with my old school single colour flock bases, but it's always nice to play against a fantastic army, and it feels very on theme. We've got lots of infantry, we've got some BARs, very American. As you said, everything is veteran.
Except for the 2 vehicles.
Except the 2 vehicles. And is it all in a reinforced platoon?
1 reinforced platoon, nice and standard.
Excellent. Well, without further ado, let's see what they're taking on today. And here we have 1,000 points of the German army. The Germans! Oh, I have to say I do like playing my Germans. It's just like putting on a comfy pair of slippers. I've used them a lot in tournaments. I've used them a lot in games. The Japanese is my first bolt action army, and they are probably my favourite. But the Germans are definitely, they feel like one of those armies that you can just play, roll some dice, and have some good fun with them. They're the classic enemy faction in bolt action. Now today I'm running a late war list, so you'll see that I've got lots of assault rifles, and my Panzer III has been heavily up-armoured to represent that it's not one from the Desert Campaign. It's one that they've brought back over and they've retrofitted it for Normandy and for the Western Front. But let's go through this list. So starting off, we've got my two favourite units in all of bolt action. It is the Volksgrenadiers. I absolutely love these guys. They are inexperienced, but they come with all of the assault rifles you could want. Because obviously you'd give your worst troops your best guns. Some good planning there by the Germans. The reason I love these guys so much is they're inexperienced, but when they have the chance to get better. When one of them dies, you roll a dice on a 5+, they become regular. And if you then roll another 5+, they become veteran. And when that happens, you're basically getting like a free veteran squad, and it's just, it's so tasty. It's not happened on Battle Report yet. It's happened in tournaments, and it's caused me to win a couple of tournaments, but it's not happened on Bat Rep yet. So they're a little camera shy. But yeah, 10-man squads, 5 STGs in each one. We've then got 2 squads of veterans behind them, so I quite like this contrast. I've got almost no regular line infantry in this army. It's all either inexperienced or it's hardcore battle veterans. And we've got 2 squads here. They've got double LMG and a Panzerfaust on the sergeant. We've got another 7-man veteran grenadier squad, and this one has got all SMGs and 2 guys who've got Panzerfaust. So I've got a couple of defensive squads, and then I've got some veterans that I'm going to be leading the charge. I've got my second lieutenant with his extra man, and he's wearing his big furry pimp coat because he likes to fight in style. And we've then got our support teams, 1 medium mortar, because you can never leave home. Well, I say you can never leave home without a medium mortar, but then Dan's come along with a light mortar, like an absolute maverick. So we'll see. I do like the light mortar on my own airborne troops, though. And then we've got you can't, even if it's not a very good unit, you can't go into battle without an MG42. I'm just saying, you've got to do it. I mean, even if MGs are considered not very good by bolt action standards, it just feels right having an MG42 team. And then we've got our own little bit of armour. I've got a truck, and there's just I've taken it as veteran. And the reason I've done that is because I want to, if it's coming in from reserve, I want it to be able to actually pass the order check. Because unlike you, I don't get to ignore the -1 for reserves. I'm not American, I am German. And then we have the ever reliable Panzer III. And I have paid for the Schützen for the side skirts. This is the Panzer III. It has a medium anti-tank gun, and it has 2 MMGs, 1 coaxial and 1 in the hull. And it's just such a good unit. It's just enough tank that you can deal with enemy allied tanks, because you tend to find that it's the Germans that are bringing the heavy vehicles, and it's the allies, especially on the Western Front, that bring at best like a medium tank. If I was more focused on the Eastern Front, though, I would definitely take a Panzer IV with the heavy anti-tank gun, because the Ruskies, they like their KVs, they like their ISs, they like the heavy tank. So the Panzer III is good for the Western Front, but it struggles on the Eastern Front. But that's my list today. And you know what? Let's go over to that field of battle. We'll go to the mission and deployment. All right, so here we have the battlefield for today. And it's a little empty. There's not much going on right now. Where are all the units? Dan, have you conceded already? No.
It's a cunning plan.
It's a cunning plan. Basically, we are playing the game Key Locations. And that mission, there are D3 plus 2 objectives, and we rolled the big 6, which means there are 5 objectives in total. And Dan has brought these really cool objective markers down. They're these little like glass buttons, and that each one contains like a bit of key information or intel. Like we've got like a map there. We've got like another map over here, so it's really, really cool. It shows that we're like scrabbling around trying to find like documents and stuff. So there are 5 of these key locations around the battlefield, and we've got this cowl pen is going to be 1, the corner of the village here, the centre of the village there, the road coming into the village, and then we've got the hill. He was, I have the high ground. The high ground must always be an important location. We didn't put too much tactical thought into placing them down. I was like, I'm going to place them in a cool place, and Dan was like, I'm going to do that too. Now, because it is key locations, what this means is that we don't actually deploy anything. It's pretty much all first wave with a little bit of reserves. So what happens is our units start off the board, and following the normal bolt action practice of pulling our order dice out the bag, we pull them out, and if you pull a German dice, then it means I get to bring a German unit on, this being my side of the board, and likewise if we pull an American dice, Dan will bring one of his units on, and we don't need to roll for reserves because it's first wave. So that's the mission. That's how the armies will be deployed. So for your turn one's very much almost like your active deployment, as it were. A couple of things to mention in terms of terrain. Buildings will be buildings today, so we will be scrabbling around inside them. And speaking of which, this is interesting. There's no smoke coming from these chimneys, but there's smoke in here. Dan has forward deployed one of his snipers in the house, and he was telling me about how he's 3D printed these chimneys and he's put them on the houses, and he's made these little smoke markers. You see how it's got like a little bit of sellotape at the bottom, so we can slot them into the chimney so we know which buildings have got men in and which don't, which is a really, really clever way of marking it, because I cannot tell you the number of games I've played where someone's gone in a building and then they've forgotten like key units in there, especially snipers, man. Snipers are always making cups of tea inside houses. So that's really, really clever. So I wanted to point that out because I thought that was just absolutely ingenious. So good job there, Dan. But I think in terms of other bits, I've put my little mortar spotter down here, but they're the only units that we've deployed. We're going to count a lot of this is like light cover, because the buildings will basically be the heavy cover for today. So we're going to say this is light cover. If you're on the hills, you can get light cover, and of course the forests will be dense. We'll say these sandbags and walls can be heavy cover. This will be light cover, heavy cover, and then we'll say light cover here as well. So a little bit more deployable sort of actual cover over here, a bit more dense on this side, but then you do get a bit of heavy as well. So it should hopefully balance out and be pretty good. And of course I've got this hill that's quite a nice bit of light cover for me to benefit from. But that is deployment, mission, terrain. There's only one thing to do now. Let battle commence. We'll be back in just a moment. So Dan, you shall be bagman today. Reach inside your sack of goodies and pull out a dice. It's a German dice, huzzah! So that means I will get to go first. So I'm going to have a little think, and I'll be back once I've placed my first unit. So in a huge burst of excitement, my mortar has ran onto the board, and I've twisted it so it's facing this way, so it's got a nice arc of fire, because not everyone can fire 360. Sometimes you actually have to have your weapon team set up in the right position. So that was the first dice. Dan, pull the next dice. Oh, it's the German one. Ooh. My. What do I want to do? I'm going to have a little think, and we'll be back once I've made my decision. Schnell. We are moving onto the board, and we are going to unleash MG Death onto those snipers. They will not be able to sit and make their coffee in peace. They're going to get shot at by a double LMG veteran German grenadier squad. Sounds like quite a mouthful, that. But we will be firing 2 LMGs at them, and that means that will be 10 shots. But I need 6s followed by 6s because they're small team, moved, long range. It's every modifier you could think of, basically. But I've got 2 possibles. Oh, not quite. And I've got a couple of riflemen in there as well. No, nothing today. So just peppering them up nicely. We're peppering the building up, and we're just getting some. We're showing willing. That's the plan anyway. But Dan, do you want to pull the next dice? See what we get. It's an American one. So we'll give you a moment, and we'll be back once you've had a little think. All right, boys, move it. These Americans have decided to run onto the board. No shooting. They're just going pell-mell, hell for leather, and they're advancing not down the road, just down the side of it, using that training that they've got to make sure they're not just advancing down open road against a double LMG German squad. Sensible move there, Dan. A sensible move for a greater America. There we are. Now, that's your dice there. Do you want to pull the next one out of the bag and see what we get? It's another American one. Do you know what you're doing? Or do you want to have a little think?
I roughly know what I'm doing.
You know, he's going for it. He's doing it live. He's not messing around. So there we go.
MG squad running.
LMG squad. Oh my. And you're advancing down what I'm going to term the Valley of Death. You're not hiding behind the dense terrain. You're running through the dense. Well, not through it. Past the dense terrain. Around it, as it were. Yep. Indeed. A bold strategy, Carlton. We'll see if it pays off. Come on, do the next dice. We'll keep it going. Ooh, another American. So after an initial German flurry, we've had a bit of an American glut. These fat pig dog Americans are pulling all the dice. They are having a glut. They are gluttonous. And half of my viewers just clipped off the video.
Mine accent. We'll run another group.
It's not a Mordian video if I don't insult at least 75% of the viewers throughout with my inappropriate jokes. So you're running another squad here. So it's a big advance. It's a big push. We're not advancing conservatively. You are sprinting on.
Your objectives are far. I've got to get moving.
I mean, they are. They're in the middle. Or you want my objectives? Yeah. You want my objectives? That's that greed coming through. Oh, it's a German one. Do I know what I'm going to do? Yes. We'll keep it going. We'll keep doing it live. That's fine. I'm going to go for an advance. And I'm going to bring a German LMG squad on. We're going to bring them on here. And we're going to see if we can take a cheeky little shoot over there. So, Dan, prepare the tape measure. Let's grab the Germans. Oh. Whoa. We're doing it live. Here we go. 6 inches on. Thank you, sir. I can rearrange them properly off camera in a moment. We'll just prang them on for now. A couple of loaders and stuff. There we go. Now, could you measure 36? I'll tell you what, I'm just going to have this LMG guy come over here a little bit to make sure we've got the line of sight. There we are. So the rifles won't be in range, but could you measure if those 2 LMGs are in range of your American squad, sir? Ooh, I think I might just be out, even from the very front. I am just out. I'm just out, so no shooty for me today. My shots fall short. They pitter-patter around here, but maybe I will keep your heads down. Maybe you'll be a bit more cautious in the future. We shall see. But I'll tell you what, keep the dice rolling. Let's see what the next one is. We'll do 1 or 2 more on camera, and then we'll do the rest as a bit of a summary. It is an American dice. All right. Do you know what you're doing, or do you think? Officer. Oh, okay. Dick Winters coming on himself. He's going for the big run.
Yep. Run.
Run. Excellent. What have we got here? And it's another American. So this will be the last dice we'll do on camera, and we'll come back with a summary or anything exciting, because it is mostly people just running on. Light mortar going for a run?
Yep.
Don't forget your light mortars can run 12 inches. Yep. Because they are not a fixed team. So if you want to go a bit further, you can do.
They're where they want to be.
They're where they want to be. Okay, well, so that's all the dice we're going to do on camera. We will be back at the end of the turn, or if something exciting happens before then. So here we have the battle after turn 1. Nothing particularly exciting happened in the first turn. It was lots of manoeuvring and positioning and the occasional shot being fired at very long range across heavy cover. In the end, we had a unit of Americans over here. As you saw, lots of them advancing into the village as well. The big star of the show was the Hellcat coming on turn 1, first wave, and he fired a big old HE round, and he tried to hit my German machine gun team, but he needed a 6 followed by a 6, so it didn't happen, unfortunately. In terms of the rest of the German turn, our Volksgrenadiers are on the line, and they moved up, and we've gone for a big infantry push. But what's really interesting is I normally have my officer with my Volksgrenadiers, and I couldn't because the snipers are in here, and they could see out that window, and they would have just taken his head off straight away. So my officer and my MMG team came over here, and this greenhouse is perfectly protecting them from the sniper, but I'm also not using my officer how I want to. So we're flying blind. We've stopped obeying the plans, which I think as Germans we like our plans. So we like our organisation. Although Germans were trained to do small unit tactics, and NCOs were taught to do things on their own. So maybe it's all right. Who knows? Either this is going to go well, or it's going to go badly. We had some more veteran stuff come on here, but the big thing for the Germans was the Panzer III came on here, and my tank came on first, so I actually deployed it quite conservatively because I didn't want the Hellcat to come on and just pop it. So it was pretty well protected by this hill and this hill here, really cutting down on the line of sight. But I'm hoping that in future turns I'll be able to be a bit more aggressive with it. Now I know where the Hellcat is. Is it a good idea to get into a tank duel with a tank destroyer? It doesn't feel good, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. So that is turn 1. We'll now go over to turn 2. One last thing to mention is Dan and I did put a few units in reserve. I put my truck with my assault veterans in, and he put his truck with a squad of veterans and a bazooka team in reserve. So those aren't coming in turn 1. They're not part of the first wave, but they will come in from turn 2 onwards. Speaking of which, let's head over to turn 2 now. Turn 2. Dan, reach into the bag of goodies and find out who's going to get the first dice. Ooh, it is an American dice. I'm American. USA, USA, USA. Did not plan. Do you want a little think, or are you going to be a man of action?
Action.
Action? Actung?
Yep, advance.
An advance, not a run. Ooh. And where do you plan on shooting?
Not everything requires shooting.
Not everything requires shooting. Why aren't you running then?
Because I'm hopping over a fence. Hedge.
I would have let you go through here if you want to. It's only a friendly game. Yeah, we'll do the old play as intended. We won't punish each other. Don't punish me. Ooh, so you're moving. That's quite an aggressive move there, but you are well hidden behind the old building. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so that's the first dice. Do we know what the second dice is going to be? Let's find out. Ooh, it is a German dice. Well, it seems rude not to. We'll begin the process. I'm going to fire at your house. I should be able to see you. It's a big house. I'm shooting the house, not the squad inside the house. So, yeah. This one, definitely. Okay? So I need to roll to hit. 1 minute. There we go. Incoming! It's not in the tray. Sorry, live by the tray, die by the tray. Still don't know, anyway. So we will be dialing in on a 5 next time. All right. So that is the second dice. If I hit the house, I still have to. Oh, that's not why I'm putting my hand out. It's your dice. If I hit the house, I then have to see which floor I hit. So it's not easy. It's not easy using mortars against indirect against houses, because they often blow up on the roof, or they hit the ground floor rather than the first floor. Oh, he's having a think. Do you know? I can see the things happening. Oh, he's advancing into the forest. Now, if you're not familiar with bot action terrain, you can't run through forest because it's dense and you don't know if someone's waiting in ambush for you there. So your men can only advance into it. So you've gone into that forest and you've cleared it, and now you're pretty happy with what's going on there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Whoa. It is a German dice. Okay. I'm going to I'm going to do an advance order. I'm going to move these guys. Oh, I'm going to do an order test because they have a pin on them. That's what the sniper did. Nice. We are the grenadiers. Yes. So if they had many pins, they'd lose them all, but they just lose the one for now. Wait, no, the Panzer III hasn't got 3 pins on it. So we're just going to eyeball it. We're going to move up to 6 inches here. That should be plenty. And what we're going to do is, it's a controversial decision, this. I'm going to shoot your Hellcat because I can't kill it, but it's open topped. It's regular. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my machine gun dice, because they're the other things that are going to be in range. Now, the machine guns will have moved and long range and light cover, at least. Should we have a little roll and see what we get? So it'll either be one hit, or was it? Do you want to see? Are you getting heavy cover going? I think you're getting heavy cover going across. You're definitely getting heavy cover between this and this wall. So that will be 6s followed by 6s. Yeah, definitely. So we'll need to roll. We need another 6. Come on. Not quite. So no pins there. That German squad they've fired a lot of ammunition, but they've not done anything yet. A lot of brr, but not a lot of results. It's an American dice. Do you know what you're doing?
Not 100%.
Do you want to think?
Yes.
Okay, we'll be back in just a moment. Dan decided to go with his officer, Dick Winters, firing off a couple of rifle shots, and he hit absolutely nothing. It was actually not a bad effort, but you Americans, you spend too much time firing from the hip. You need to aim. You need to aim your weapons.
Your weapons have sights.
Your weapons have sights, Dan. The orc player over here playing for action. Is it Germans? All right, now. It's a tricky one. Because you've not advanced your main push down here, and I don't want to be the one that blinks first, as it were. And I don't want to move into range of your light mortar. So I think. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's cool. We're going to go for an advance order. I like to advance. We're going to go to about there. And we are going to fire into your... We're going to fire into your sniper. Now, that should be hard cover, move, and small target. So it's still going to be 6 by 5 6s for now. But I'm not in over half range anymore. I know that. I know these things. So I'm setting myself up now. I'm setting myself up. So we've got... we've got 3 possibles. Okay. And then, I need 6s again. You were smirking before. I'm going to wipe that smirk off your face. Like, come on! Oh, so close. He's smirking again. All right, and then I've got 3 rifles. 3 rifles. Come on. It always comes down to the infantryman and his rifle. It's a damn good roll. It's a lot of 4s and 5s, which you can't complain about. Just not what I need right now. Not what I need right now. Okay. Do you want to do the next dice? It is more Germans. All right. I think my officer is going to just go for a run. And he's just going to... I will need the tape measure. Could you... I'm on to basically running around here. So if you could just give me a little assistance with that. Yeah, I've got more than enough movement. So yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, basically he's just gonna hide about. We'll hide him about there. There we go. That should be fine. Nice and safe. All right. So do you want to do the next dice? Nice quick one. It is the Americans. Ah, yes, the American pig dogs. Shooting me back. Gadzooks, they can do that.
Nope.
It's a big one. I was giving Dan a lot of shit off camera about how bad snipers were. And he was like, no, I love my snipers. It's like, nah, man.
That's awesome.
They're awful. We'll do 1 or 2 more dice and we'll do the rest off camera.
There you go.
It is another American dice, sir. It's who blinks. There's a couple of places we're blinking here. Like the tank. Who's going to blink first on the tanks? And who's going to blink first on the infantry push into the village? Oh, I have to say, I love bolt action, man. It's that the fact I go semi sort of alternate turns just means that you get those moments of like who's going to blink first. You get the tension, you get the suspense. Oh, are you pushing?
I'm pushing.
He's pushing. Okay, let's have a look where he's going. He's coming around the corner of the building, so it's a conservative push. It's not going too far. And are you going for? Is this an advance or a run?
It's an advance.
You going to pop a couple of shots?
Pop a couple of shots.
Is that the LMG squad? Okay, so you're in range, but you're.
Heavy cover.
It's heavy cover, move, long range. So 6s followed by 6s. Now I actually want you to kill someone here. So I'm going to give you the tray so that we can see what you're doing. I want you to kill one of my men. That's 1 possible. Come on, kill one of them. I want you to kill just 1. Because then I get to uprate, potentially. At least I know. But as it is, no hits there. So we'll do 1 more dice, and then we'll do the rest off camera, unless it's something particularly exciting. That was quite exciting though. Bit of 1919 fire. Excellent. It's my turn now. It's my turn. Whoa. Whoa. I'm going to attempt to fire the MMG. And I'm going to do it into the Hellcat. So if you could measure the 36 inch range, you can do it from your side and give me the... that's where my tip of my gun is. Am I in range? No, well short. Okay, so my shot's line short, but we know this now. We know this now. So we'll do the rest of the dice off camera and we're back with the end of the turn. End of turn 2, and it's starting to spice up a little bit. Oh, it's getting hefty. My Panzer III took a cheeky shot at the Hellcat and I missed, and in response, rather than engaging me in the gentleman's game of a tank duel, the Hellcat went, "Nah fam, I'm not dealing with this," and it ran away. It moved away, and then it went to shoot at my machine gun, and then it missed. That's what you get. Your tank destroyer, they're not trained for shooting infantry, and that's why they keep missing. Don't ask why my tank keeps missing. That's not relevant to the conversation. But I did, so the tanks have done nothing so far. Classic game about action. Tanks are very much a psychological tool in this game more than anything else. You don't bring them, it does punish you, but when you do bring them, they feel like they do nothing. It's a strange catch-22. Over here, we've gone for a big infantry push. The Volksgrenadiers smashing it up the board. We've got some heavy cover here. We've got some light cover here. We've got the building, which is helping as well, giving us some heavy cover from certain angles. And we've started to lay in some serious fire into these... paratroopers, but we've not killed any of them yet. A few cheeky STGs. It was a bit, when I say fire, it's more like smattering fire this turn, but setting ourselves up for a lot of DACA. If I get first dice next turn, it could be pretty big on that flank. We saw a lot of what happened over here. The mortar's just, as Dan described it, the objective grabbing mortar, so I feel like it's not doing anything else but sitting on the objective. But we've gone for a bit of a general advance across the line with the paratroopers. And there's been some pot shots exchanged, but frankly we are on beginning of turn 3 and there have been no casualties on either side, and that's not through lack of trying. We've fired machine guns, we've fired high explosives at each other. It's just this is about action, and the first 2 turns they're more about positioning and maneuvering, and it's actually the later turns when things kick in. So if you're a 40k player watching this and you're like, oh my god, why hasn't someone been tabled by turn 2? That's because this is about action. The game is designed for, in a lot of cases, you've got 2 fairly shooty armies like this. It's designed more about positioning, and then sort of turn 3, turn 4, the armies will start closing in, and we'll start seeing those big hits come in there. So hopefully it's going to start hotting up. I think it's definitely going to hot up turn 3 as the fight for the village will commence in earnest. You see, we've moved up to it, and now we're going to start shooting each other at point blank range. But with all that said, we need to find out who's going to get the first dice. So let's go over to turn 3. Turn 3, Bagman, reach into your sack of goodies and pull out a American dice. Ooh, baby, that's big. What's he doing? What's he thinking? He's looking over at the village. You can see the cogs turning, the inner machinations of his mind are an enigma. Do you want to think, or do you know what you're going to do?
If I can run through that gap, I'm running back through that gap.
You're running away! Oh, he's retreating! We got him on the ropes, boys! We got him on the ropes! You're running. It's a full-blown run. Wow. A tactical retreat.
With sunglasses, so it's tactical.
As a 40k player, I'm surprised by that move. As a action player, that's actually quite clever.
Even forwards into the house, forwards and shoot, or just fall back.
Fall back. Fall back! Alright, well, let's do the next dice. It's another American dice. USA! 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 Another freedom dice. Dice for freedom! Now he's going for an advance with the light mortar. Now the good thing about light mortars is they're not fixed. So that means unlike medium mortars and heavy mortars which have to stay still and shoot, he can run along and he can fire the mortar from the hip. He's gone for the shot, but unfortunately, because it's only got a 24-inch range, he's not in range. So it was a good move, but a little long range for now. Next turn, you'll definitely be popping those rounds into my face.
Pinning but not hurting.
Pin it, yeah. Ooh, it's me. Okay, well, it seems only right now that you've moved back a little bit and made it. I was gonna jump on you, man. I was gonna get 10 STG shots on you straight up, but it was not to be. As it is, because you've been a sneaky bee, we're gonna go for the mortar because I don't want you to jump out of that building before I've had a chance to blow you up. So, hitting on a 5 now. We're gonna shoot at the building. Not quite. Not quite. So we're down to a 4. We're dialing in on the building. There we go. Okay. Next dice, sir. It is another German dice. Okay. I'm gonna go on ambush. I'm gonna try and go on ambush. I'm okay because I'm veteran. Woohoo, baby! If I'd been regular, I wouldn't have done it, but there you go. I'm on ambush. So that means if Dan tries to move, I will unleash hot lead onto him. Much hot lead. People pay good money to see that, you know.
Game of Thrones goals.
Another German dice. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. I know what we're doing. Fire order. We've set ourselves up for this for a couple of turns. Fire order. We're going to hose that building down. It's just 6s now. That's the biggie. It's just 6s. So let's get our dice tray. Let's get our dice. That's 1 machine gun. That's 2 machine guns. All right. So half range. So it's just heavy cover.
Heavy cover, small team.
Would you like to go down?
No.
No. Not in the tray. Live by the tray. Die by the tray. 2 hits. Okay. Now what's your veterancy?
Veteran in the building.
So it's 5s. You don't get any extra to wound for being in a building. Yeah? Ah, not quite. 3 rifles. Nope, nothing. I've put 30 shots into that building, man. They're just not going down. But we have got a pin on you, which is nice. I'll take a pin. But if I kill one of them, you could run away. I'm ready. I'm ready, man. Reach into the dice bag. See, I don't want to go first here now because you've got your squad that can gank me. But if I move out there, it's going to be 6 followed by 6s. That's not what I want right now. Machine gun could go on ambush. Maybe. It won't see very much. Let me just get down here. What's its angles? Angles are kind of limited on the machine gun. So what we'll do is we're going to go for a run order on the MG. It's not got a good angle right now, so we're going to pack it up and we're just going to run it. And we're just going to run it to there. Okay. And the reason I'm going to run it to there is because it gives me angle there and still allows me to, if I do that, I've got the angle I need there and I can still cover the objective there. Alright, keep going. Thinking, thoughts and thunks. Okay, it's an American dice. Do you know what you're going for? I might even get some heavy cover against your Hellcat now, which is nice. Which I didn't think about, but I'm quite happy that I did it now.
Obviously to shoot your squad.
You're just going for a shot?
Yeah, 2 shots.
Okay, 2 rifles, long range and light cover.
Yep.
1 hit. Not a kill, but it is a mighty pin. That will make my ambush slightly less effective. I'm ready. German dice. Ooh. Man, I don't know. Do I want to go down with something? I don't feel like it. It's coming down to here. My officer could go down, to be fair. But no, I want to keep him in the bank. Tank? Is it tanks for the memories? Okay, I'm going to fire my tank. No, I'm going to put my tank on ambush. And that way, if you decide your Hellcat wants to have a little pop, it can't. And if I want to fire it off at the end, I can have a go at doing so. Alright. See what we get. So another German. I keep getting a big glut of German dice at the beginning. So for me, it's either my officer or my reserves, or it's these squads. And you know what? I think we're going to go with this squad. So we're going to go for an advance, and we're just going to basically hop over the wall to here, get some heavy cover, take the objective, and have a couple of STG guys fire around. There we go. Fire on the corner. So we're going to go for an advance there. Now, that's too far for you to get a big shot on me. It's not. You're not going to get a big jump. Your truck and stuff can't go through the hedges and whatnot, so they're pretty safe there. So for me, I think it's just a little firefight. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to engage your LMG team. Yeah. So it'll be long range, heavy cover, but I don't care about move, but I do have an experience. So it's still 6 followed by 6s, and I'll have 2 STGs and a rifle. 1 maybe. 1 possible. Not quite. Okay, next dice. I tell you what, we'll do the rest of the dice off camera because we've done most of the. We've done quite a few there. So we'll be back at the end of turn 3. Turn 3, and it's begun to finally, just a little bit, warm up. It's been very chill up until this point. So we had the Americans over here that went down in the forest. What are you doing, Dan? Like, this flank has been so quiet over here. This is where you want to be deployed, to the left flank. In the center, the Americans continue to do a little bit of a tactical retreat. You saw them move back over here, but they also played it very conservatively with this squad as well, moving them out of line of sight, no longer going for the Dakar with the M1919 machine gun. As a result, the Germans, sensing that they've got the Americans on the ropes and it's totally not a tactical retreat and that they are routing them, we went for a big push. So we moved forward with our Volksgrenadiers here. We were able to put a pin on the American squad there. And then the big one, we sent the truck in. And the truck went in, and the guys got out, and we unloaded onto the sniper. Now, we only did 6s, and we had about 14 shots, and I didn't get a single 6. It was very sad.
Nope.
I just needed.
It's all good.
I've got 5 hits on that squad now, on that sniper squad, and I've not managed to get a single. So I've not got 5 hits. I've had the opportunity to get about 5 or 6 hits on it, and I've not got them. It's pretty upsetting, to say the least. In response, Dan brought his truck on, which did trigger my ambush, but I rolled a 3 and I needed a 4, which meant that the tank round whistled harmlessly past, and then his medium machine gun on top was able to kill one of my grenadiers. So we've had a casualty. It's turn 3. We've had 1 dead body.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get a lot worse, yeah. But that means there's a pin on this squad here and a casualty, a pin here, and we've got a pin there. Oh, and my machine gun also got a pin from some cheeky little small arms there. But as you can see, turn 3 was a little bit more manoeuvring. I think now, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, we're going to start seeing the bodies piling up. Unless Dan continues to play exceedingly cautiously. We'll see. I'm going to start baiting him and goading him and calling him like a big wuss and a girl's blouse if he doesn't start being aggressive.
Vibes acceptable.
We're going to try and bait him. We're going to try and bait him into making some silly moves. No, well, we'll see how it goes. So that was turn 3. We'll be back with turn 4. Turn 4 it is. Dan is rattling the dice bag. He's giving it a good old rattle. See what you go for. Oh, yes! Ah. What's in that truck, Dan? Everything. I'm going for it. I'm going to go for a advance order. Now I will be in range of my officer, so it'll be just a 10. Yes! Oh. Pin is gone. I'm going to get point blank. Well, depends. Oh, do I want to go for advance or fire? I'm probably not in point blank, so I would be long range anyway. So if I move, I'll be point blank. and then cancels out the move. Yeah, okay. This is danger close, bro. This is danger close. So what I'm going to do is... I know what I'll do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to snap 2. Okay?
How many?
Just 2 more. So I need 2 more dice. Because what I'll do is I'll take the truck with me. Use it as mobile cover. So that'll go for like a run. Why the hell not? The officer will go for an advance. Why the hell not? We'll move the guy. We'll move the guys up here. So they're just gonna basically just recreate exactly what they've done. It'll have to be something like that, I think. The truck will go turn, drive, turn. So that should be fine. So we'll put a couple hiding behind like that. Officer will... Ooh, I think the officer's just going to chill. I don't want the officer to get sniped. Officer's just going to go down. Okay, so that's basically what's going to happen. So officer's going to go down, truck's going to move up, I'm going to fire into you. Okay, so we've got a couple of Panzerfaust, so it's point blank but move, so it's 3s. That's 1 hit. That will auto pen because you're not if you've got a pen value, I think. Should we see what we roll and see if it matters? So 4. That's a double pen, that isn't it? Because pen.
Soft skin don't have double pen or glancing.
Do they not? So that just kills it?
Damage table.
No, you don't get damage table with soft skinned. You either because if you shoot one with a rifle, it just dies, isn't it?
No.
We'll check. Let's check the rules because we're a bit uncertain on this. We've got the rule book. Let's check it before we go anywhere else. I've definitely got a pen with the Panzerfaust though. Okay, so after much furious rule book checking, it turns out that we were both wrong and both right. So what happens is, soft skin vehicles, you still roll on the damage table. So I've been jibbed in the past, Dan. I've been jibbed, but you do get to do massive damage against them. So they're not like the Panzerfaust doesn't go through the canvas and out the other side. So I get to roll 2 dice and add them together for the result. And it's goners.
Yep.
That's goners. So now we have to roll for the guys inside. So for the bazooka team, how many hits do they take? 2. And does that do anything to them? That kills 1. And do I get to pick? No. So one guy's going to die. And then I think that you take there's some sort of pins you do as well. Yeah. And then we've got the other squad. Takes 3 hits. And not in the tray. Live by the tray, die by the tray. No one dies unless they're regular. I'm assuming they're veteran. Yeah, so no one dies there. So I then think what happens is you will check the rules, but I think you're forced to, because it's been destroyed, you're forced to like get out and go down. Yep. Do you think that sounds about right?
Yes.
Okay.
People being shot, putting for the other table,
yeah.
Being shot, for the other thing.
Yeah.
Test for losing half the squad.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're fine, yeah, we'll let you off there. And
then the dice come
out. You'll be okay, yeah. So those 2 dice come out. So we've gone in there, we've destroyed the truck, and we've taken 2 squads out of the fight. Yes, the might of the German Grenadiers, yes! There we go, man. But those Panzerfaust are used now, so I can't use them again. They're one-shot only weapons. Whew, very exciting stuff. Well, we're going to have a little calm down. I told you turn 4 is going to be popping off, boys. So we'll be back with the next dice in just a moment. Whew, after that initial excitement, Dan, it's time for the next dice. Pull it. Sackman, what is in your bag? An American dice. Bet you wish that had come up a second ago, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
Oh. To be fair, if you put a Panzerfaust through an engine block of a soft-skin truck, it probably should have a bad time, right?
Yeah. But, how to give them a good time now.
How to give me a good time? That's the big question, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what you're doing? Or do you want to think?
We are going to go for...
It's gone back in. It's gone back in the dice bag.
No, you will fire. You will put my squad over here onto advance.
It's an order test, though. It is an order test.
We're good.
Oh. So they lose the pin. And you go for advance. Are you retreating further? He's consolidating his forces. See, this concept of retreat is so alien to me. This is why I'm getting Russians as my next army.
5 rifles, 5 nicely in the open, but the other half's behind the squad.
So we're saying probably long range and a bit of light cover.
Behind the building, heavy cover.
Heavy cover? Okay, fair play. That was actually my intention, so thank you for reminding me of my intention. So this will be 6s.
Yep.
You've got 1 hit, now it's a 3 to kill.
1 or 2, 1 or 2. Damn it.
Okay. Come on, 5 or 6. Come on, 5 or 6. No! So they just inexperienced. There you are. Oh my days. I've taken 2 casualties now. That's really annoying.
I've lost a truck.
I've lost 2 men.
My truck is worth more than your 2 men.
Alright. Oh, I need a pin.
It's US armor.
So I'll pull the next dice whilst I'm putting this pin on. There we go. Another American one. Do you know what you're going for?
Fire at the side.
Light mortar. Okay, here he goes. He's a 6.
1.
It's a big 1. No. Okay, next
So
dice.
Not in the tray.
Not in this. The intention is if you intend to roll it in the tray, you must roll it in the tray. If you yeet it into the middle, you can't use that as an excuse to then re-roll it.
By the tray, don't tray.
You'll imagine.
Oh, no.
Oh, is it one of mine? Oh, hello.
It's gonna fire. Leading ahead there.
What am I going to go for? Eek Barbadurkle. I'm going to go for... I'm tempted to go for a little shoot over here. Little fire order. So I'm going to see if I pass my order test. I do, because my officer is there. Whoa. Close. So being Germans, I'm going to get 6 machine gun shots, and this is going to go, for the viewers, it's going to go from here, we're going to there. Now, I'm pretty certain that's heavy cover, but I just need to know if it's long range. Could you check for me, please, good sir? 18 for the tip of my barrel. Yes, so it's long range, so it's 6s to hit. Give him a bit of shots. Oh, well, I've got 1 hit, but I got 2 that didn't land in the tray. 1 hit, that's good, that's a pin. Come on, we have killed an American model, but we haven't killed an American infantryman yet. Come on! Still nothing, man. Oh, did we kill one? Oh, we did kill one! We killed the bazooka guy! Yay! Okay. So, I've got a pin on you, but that's it. Your next... Well, next dice. It might be yours, it might be mine. It is yours. You know what you're going for.
Officer fire at them.
Officer firing over here. So, I will wear it. That's okay. So, it'll be... was it a 1 hit? Was it long range? Long range light cover. Yeah. So that's another pin for me.
No casualty?
But it is no casualty. Okay. So 2 pins over here. Not ideal. Not ideal to say the least. Next dice. Ideal for you, baby. American again. I keep reaching my hand out to grab them off you. I'm used to playing my Airborne. This is very much a reversal for me because I often play my Airborne against either Commando James's Germans or against my brother's Germans. Do you want to think, or do you know what you're doing?
No, I'm running out of dice because you killed 3 of your first activation.
Well, took 3 dice out the bag. If I killed 3 dice in one go, I would have been very happy.
Let's not do the accent.
Oh my god.
Right.
He's thinking.
Do I ambush that? Wait. No, I'll just murder you for killing my truck. Right,
okay. Just going for an advance. Where's the advance coming from? The squad behind the building?
Squad behind the building?
Okay, now you won't be able to get many past the lip of the truck, so...
That's my loader.
That's your loader, so is it just going to be the LMG popping around the corner?
No, you guys are dead.
And you've got... Oh, are they a bit closer, are they? Okay, that's fine then. Oh, you were doing it from the furthest point, I understand.
Furthest, and then...
Okay, so it's not too bad at all.
So loader can't see, everyone else can see, but you are behind the truck and burning stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be light cover. Light cover, but not long range, not point blank, so just 4s. And the LMG will have 5s. So LMG, do you want to roll that first? No. And then rifles, we got 4?
5.
5 rifles, hitting on 4s. Not bad, good spread. Now you need to get 5s to kill. No, and see, the veteran giveth, veteran taketh away. Ah, there we go, a little pin. Nice. It's going to get gritty, that firefight, man. It's going to get real gritty real soon. All right, let's see what we get next. Another American dice. You did say you wanted some. But you said you were running out of dice. You didn't want some. That was it.
I want to test if they advance.
They don't. My single pin. Yes. So they've gone down.
Yeah, my office is not good enough.
A 10 always fails. No, 11 or more always fails. Yeah, you can't.
Good enough.
Yeah, it's not Dick Winters. It's Wick Dinters.
Richard did that one up.
Oh no. Let's go. Next dice. Nice. Oh, what do I want? What do I need? Okay, so a lot of this is gone, right? They've gone. Yeah, so okay, that's fine. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for my mortar. We're going to go for a little fire order down here. And we're going to shoot it at the sniper in the building. And the building, not the sniper, yeah. Nope. My mortar's still missing the building. Yeah, I have to say my mortar has been a little disappointing this game. Normally it's the star of the show, but I've noticed on Battle Report it's a bit camera shy, as it were. Well, let's do a handful more dice and see what we end up with. Got an American dice, freedom dice.
Yeah, it's time to move the sniper.
He's going for the move. He's moving it.
Run.
Where are you going to go though?
So 6 inches is down the floor.
And you go jump out.
6 inches out and just run around the corner.
Ooh. There's a door there, you know.
They can hop out the window.
Do you wanna go out that window? That door?
I'll sit there. Now we'll just go around the corner.
You're not gonna let me try and charge you with a bunch of grenadiers.
Right, I'll sit there then.
I don't know. I'm taking the piss, man. Go where you want to go. I can't charge you anyway. I have to get to this side of the barricade and then do it. Yeah. So.
They've already been. Yeah.
They've not been.
No.
Just so you know.
They've got a pin. Yeah.
They have got a pin and they're inexperienced, so they're not likely to do as they're told. On leadership 7.
Stay there.
Okay. You've made your final decision. Okay, we'll do one more dice. Hopefully it'll be a German one.
9.
Nope. It's an American turn today. It's like playing 40k. You just get to do all your stuff in one go.
Ooh, decisions.
So you've got your squad there and you've got your tank or tank destroyer.
TD. I want the tank to try and trundle away and do something silly first.
You want me to be silly?
Yes.
I'm a German. I'm a very serious person. I want to be silly. No, there's tomfoolery. He's thinking. The brain is going.
Ambush.
Ambush. Okay. It's not a bad call. Okay, so we'll do this dice on camera for me, and then I'll probably do a little bit, do the rest of mine off camera because it's been quite a lot this turn already. I've got my inexperienced bozos there. I've got my veterans there. These guys have got a couple of pins on them. I want to wait to do anything with them in case your tank shoots at me so I can go down. If the tank doesn't shoot at me, I don't need to go down. Kind of want to push forward with them now. Your sniper's out of commission. Yeah, that might be a good call. Or I try and push forward with them. But you know what? We'll go for the Volks. We'll go for an advance. Advance on the Volks Grenadiers. 2 dice. Leadership 7. Can we do it? Oh, we are Volks Grenadiers. Yes. So we're going to be aggressive. All right. You measure 6 inches for me. Sadly, I don't have the life experience to be able to. Yeah, it's up to the barricade. That'll be a defender position, but no one could charge each other because we're both behind these fucking barricades. There we go. So we'll go for a little push around the corner. If they die, I don't really mind because they're just Volks grenadiers. Ooh, taking the roof off the building. Okay, here we are. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring the dice trade. Now I'm going to shoot. So it's inexperience, small target, heavy cover, but probably point blank. So that's going to be -1, -2, -4. Over here, it's going to be heavy cover. It won't be long range with everyone. I think there's some 6s. I can fish for some 6s over here. So we're going to shoot these guys. Oh, do we go for the sniper? Oh, it's 6s followed by 6s on the sniper. No, we're going to go for the regular squad. We're going to go for the regular squad. All right, so just check my 9-inch range for me, buddy. Sorry about this long. This. So I got. Ooh, no. So it's going to be long range. Yeah. So it's 6. So I think 2 of them will be in short range, and the rest will be not short range. You know what I mean, like regular range. So this will be 6s. Nope. And then it's the other STGs. Nope. Okay, now these dice are going in jail. And then we've got 4 of the rifles. No. So much DACA for so little result. Well, that's quite a long take there. We've had the majority of return on camera there. So what we'll do is we'll just come back with a bit of a summary because I think it's going to be a lot more ineffective Volks Grenadier fire, basically. So we'll be back at the end of turn 4. Okie croaky. We're actually back a bit sooner than expected. Like I said, we did most of the fire on and stuff on camera. So end of turn 4, basically my tank went to shoot at the ambush squad and Dan went down with them. So he was going to try and fire that ambush off, so I have suppressed them, but my tank's really not doing very much. But this is basically a tank standoff. We're actually pretty equally matched because he's a light tank with a heavy gun, but I'm a medium tank with a medium gun. So we've got an equal chance of hurting each other, so no one wants to take that risk, that first plunge, as it were. Over here, I went down with my tank when Dan shot at them with the HE round from his Hellcat, and over here I just pushed forward, rolled a crap load of dice, and didn't even get a hit. It's really annoying being inexperienced. I was kind of, you've stoically refused to shoot me, so I'm not uprated yet.
No, you took a casualty on them. That's
true. They've taken a casualty, but these guys have not even had a tickle. Not a tickle yet, but we'll see. It's definitely, it's getting closer now. This is the last bits of, I think, maneuver and cat and mouse we can do. We've got Germans pouring through the village. This squad hopped over as well, so we're getting double veterans on the objective, which is pretty heavy. I don't normally have that many veterans, but from Dan's perspective, that's like very normal because his entire army is veteran. So equal numbers. Dan has the veterancy advantage, but I would say I've got the firepower advantage in terms of all the STGs and assault rifles and stuff that I've got. So very equally matched at the moment. And I did have I had a bit of a lifeline there with making all those units go down. I won't have that going into turn 5. So Operation Pain Train, I think, is about to be a go. But we'll find out in turn 5. Okay, it's a big one. Both sides, I think, want the first dice here. Let's see who gets it. I have decided not to stay down with these. I thought about it to get rid of the pins, but I wanted the dice advantage. It's 10 dice to 10. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's an American. He's felt the brown in the dice, and now he's got the first dice. What are you going to do with it? He's thinking. There's things in his brain. What are you going for?
Forwards, advance.
Advance. And where are you advancing to, sir?
Slightly up the alleyway, shoot you.
Slightly up the alleyway.
And shoot.
And are you shooting the truck or the veteran infantry?
Veteran infantry.
Okay. So I'm going to spend 1 CP for my Overwatch stratagem.
No. We'll go for shoot instead. Just stand there.
Straight up shoot. Alright. Dan. I'm going to go down. Because you're not in point blank. So it will now be... No, you hit on 3s because you stay still. And I hit on 5s. Oh, light cover. You're hitting on 6s. Ah! Veteran infantry down on an objective. It is a very, very tough thing to shift. Can they weather the storm?
So we have LMG.
An LMG. There's 1 hit.
5 rifles.
5 rifles. Just the 1 hit. Oh, that was a big difference. And it's not a kill. It's just a pin. Nothing but a pin from a full squad of American paratroopers. The beauty of the down order gets you out of all those tricky situations. There's an innuendo in there for sure.
You've got an innuendo anywhere. Ready?
Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a German one. I can feel it in my bones. Okay. Okay. What do we got? We've got a squad here with 2 pins on them. We've got a squad there with 1 pin on them. Oh, it's so tricky. It's a very tricky situation. But I think I'm going to try and go for that sniper. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for advance order on these Volksgrenadiers. And what I'm going to try and do is basically advance them along here a little bit so that I can see you get past that cover. Alright? So we're going to come over to about here with the STGs. So that should still be half range. There's no HE I need to worry about here, so we'll bunch up a little bit. And then we'll have the rifles, which are going to, I think, still suffer from the heavy cover. Okay, but that's alright. So it's just going to be inexperienced. Because you're not getting cover there. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Do you agree with that?
6-inch range.
9-inch half range.
6-inch close range for the first one.
I don't think I'm in. Do you want to check, see if I'm in close range? No, with the rifles. Okay, so the rifles you'll get heavy cover against anyway. And I'm inexperienced and I've moved, so that would be 6 followed by 6s. And you're a small team. So the rifles still 6 followed by 6 no matter what I do. But they are now inexperienced small team only. So they're 5s. Oh, come on, boys. Come on. You're the Volksgrenadiers. You can do it. I believe. I believe. Come on. Oh, okay, there's a couple of hits in there. Okay. 4 hits. Looking for some 5s. Come on. Come on. Yes, we got him. We got him, man. Didn't even need the rifles. Just go around the corner. It's like ah. Drive them, men. Drive them. That's a dice out the bag, sir. You've done it. You've done it. Oh, I'm getting excited, man. I've been going off that sniper for 5 turns. I think it's okay that he's dead now. Like, he's definitely drawn a lot of fire from me over the course of the game. He's done a good job. Okay, it's an Americanized. Time for a counter attack, perhaps. Some sort of counter push, maybe. Straight up fire. So that will just be light cover. I don't think you're in point blank. You can measure it if you want to. I'm just eyeballing it. But I'm only getting the light cover from the hedge.
4s then.
4s. Oh, it's a good volley. Oh, it's a damn good volley. It's 3s to kill. He's killed 3 of them. Boom, boom, boom. Didn't get to pick, unfortunately. 3 and I need a pin marker. I'll get one of mine, don't worry. Casualties are racking up. Let's get a pin for him. Told you it would start heating up. It's taken a bit longer to heat up than I expected, but it is starting to heat up a little bit. Okay, next dice. American again. A freedom dice. A dice for the Allies. He's going for the advance. Sneaking back towards the objective. You're going to lob a mortar around at the Volksgrenadiers. Yep. Needing a 6. No, not quite. Both of our mortars been a little ineffective. Yeah. Next dice. It is the Germans. We're going blow for blow here. Trading damage. For me, I think the next big thing is, what have you got left now? You've got 2 big squads. I'm more bothered about this squad than I'm bothered about that squad, because that squad's still got, even if you pass the test, we'll have a pin on it. And there's no officer nearby. So for me, what I'm going to do is go for a fire order on my MMG team and just go straight into there, because it'll be 6s like it was last time. Because I don't believe I'm in my half range yet. I could go for ambush, because the moment that you move them, but if you then plink me with a right. Who could shoot me? He probably can't be in range, so it would only be them that could shoot me. So we'll go for the ambush. It's the smarter order because it means that you'll still have a pin on you even after I've shot you. There you go. There we are. Okay, the only advantage would be to put 2 pins on you to try and make you fail an order test, but you've got a lieutenant there, so that's not the right call. All right, Tiki ambush. It is the Germans again. Oh. Continue the advance. We've got to continue the advance. We're going to go and it'd be long range. If I just fire here, it'll be long range and heavy cover. If I move, it will be short range, move, heavy cover. So it's the same difference. So we'll go for the advance here. Advance, move up to the corner of the building there, get the 2 LMGs poke. Oh, sorry. Get the 2 LMGs poking round. Rifle's going to string out, take advantage of the cover and the spacing. All right, 2 LMGs. Here we go. 10 shots. A lot of my squads seem to come to 10 shots, like SGGs and 2 LMGs and everything. So we're hitting on 6s. Oh, it's cool. There we go. Three hits on that American squad. 1 wound. Do we get to pick? No. And then we've got none of the rifles will be able to see. So we've got a pin and a kill on this squad here from these 2 MG34s. Everyone's all about the MG42. I'm like, you know what? Can't go wrong with a good old MG34. Never lets you down. It's good enough for Dad, it's good enough for me. I like my veterans having MG34s because I like to think they are veterans from like the beginning of the war, so they've still got the equipment that they were issued with. And that's why like all the Volks Grenadiers have got the fancy gear, but all the veterans have just got rifles and LMGs as they would have had when they were at the very beginning of the fight. Another German dice been thrown towards me with a sense of disdain that I'm getting from Dad. I could push off this objective, which would be I could string back to the objective though, but it's a risky maneuver. The advantage would be if I move up to here, I'll probably be in short range, not point blank, but short range, which would mean it would just be heavy cover inexperienced, which would be 6s. So that's what we'll do. We are going to be aggressive, so we're going to push over to here. Do you want to measure to see if I am within 9 inches?
I don't know what 9 inches is.
Just the one guy, maybe 2 guys. 2 guys, fair play. And then we'll have the rest to string back to the objective. There we go. So this will be 2 guys hitting on 6s, and then 3 guys with STGs hitting on. Did one guy die? No. Oh, the one STG guy's back here. That's okay. So it's going to be 2 STGs hitting on 6s, 2 STGs, 3 STGs hitting on 6 followed by 6s, and then these rifles, they would be moved. Inexperienced and heavy cover. So yeah, everything else is 6s followed by 6s. Okay. So these 2 STGs just need 6s. No. These 3 STGs need 6s followed by 6s. No. And these 5 rifles need 6s followed by 6s as well. 1 possible. No. So nothing. Ain't nothing. Not even a pin. All right. Well, you know what we'll do? There were quite a few dice there. We had a big American turn last time. It's been a big German turn this time. So what we'll do is we'll come back at the end of turn 5. Okie croaky, end of turn 5. This American squad pushed out, trying to secure the objective on the hill. But before they did that, they had some covering fire from the Hellcat. It trundled round and it triggered the ambush from the Panzer III. All I needed was a 4-up. All I needed was a 4-up. I rolled the dice in my hand, I blew on it, I prayed to the Panzer gods, and I rolled a big fat 2. The only thing that did go in my favour is I did fire my machine gun, which got a pin on the Hellcat, which helped stop it from hitting. But the Panzer duel, the tank duel continues, and it's pretty ineffective so far. But you're probably going to get that objective now, because the one thing that I had that could have stopped you getting that objective was this squad here. and they foobarred. And so they ran back to the edge of the barricade, and then they went down because they can't run over the barricade because that kind of stops them. So they're not having a good time. Everything else it's just a big monster mash, isn't it? I think the last thing of note to mention is these infantry came over here and were able to whittle down my Volksgrenadiers to just the STG guys now, and they've got 2 pins on them, so they're really not looking very leadershipy at all. And then over here, my officer moved forward because even though it's a little risky, I want him to be there to help with the veterans there potentially, and just to start getting more units onto the objective. And the big thing is that if Dan tries to shoot him, he's a small team, he'll just go down as an instant -3, not even taking cover. So more than likely he's going to be 7s the moment Dan tries to go after him. But yeah, there were a few other bits on the American side. Your bazooka went down, there was a bit of moving and shooting and whatnot, but not a huge amount of casualties done. But it's just because both of us are being quite tactical with the amount that we're going down and everything. It's aggressive, but it's not foolhardy. It's how I would describe the battle so far. But we'll see what happens. Turn 6, potentially the last turn of the game. Let's see what happens. Turn 6. Now before Bagman reaches into his sacred sack of goodies, I want to mention that I left my squad down here. This means that they're on the objective, they're down the safe, but they reduced their pins by D3, and they got the 6, which meant that they have no pins on them now, which is good. And they're just being down on the objective potentially the last turn is not a bad thing to have at all. So now we have equal dice in the bag, 9 versus 9. Let's see what happens. A German dice! Oh, I think a snap 2 might be in order, you know.
Did you get an email?
Oh, it's so tough. I might need to have a think. Because on the one hand, I want to go here. On the other hand, I want to go here. On the other hand, I really, really want to go here. So I think it's going to have to be... It's going to be an aggressive snap 2. I know what I'm going to do. Officer's going to snap 2. And he's going to go. And the truck's going to go. And the squad here is going to go. They're going to stay where they are. And what's going to happen is I'm going to drive the truck out of the way and then move the infantry forward and shoot the first squad. Because that should create a traffic jam because you can't move through your own guys. And the truck's impassable. Okay, so we'll just reverse here. And then the officer's just going to move up to here so we can get some shooting. My truck might be able to... I tell you what, we'll go a little bit further forward. There you go. We've got some little wheelie manoeuvres. That'll be fine. And then this squad of grenadiers. Do we want the grenadiers to have the cover though? Yeah, okay. Officer is going to go here. Grenadiers are going to come over to here. We're going to bunch up a little bit, but we're going to get our cover. A little bit of light cover there if we can. There we go. Use the truck as an aggressive bit. I can move it forward a little bit. It doesn't need to be that. I can shoot past the block, can't I? Yeah, there we go. All right, so we've got a couple of SMGs and the Grenadier squad are going to fire everything into that front unit. What are you going to do?
Gonna have to take it.
You're going to take it. You're not going down. Oh! Okay, so we've got two SMGs. I think they're probably... I need to find around with my maneuvering a little bit. Sorry. I think it's going to have to be... I just don't think I can get into... Check if I'm in point blank there. I think it's going to be 1 in, 1 out to that squad there. Yeah, 1 in, 1 out. Fair play. So we've got one squad hitting on 2s. The officer hitting on 2s. He's got 2 hits. And then we've got one guy who's hitting on 5s because it's going to be just long ranged. 4s. Okay, 4 hits. And then we've got 5s to kill. 1 kill, not in the tray. So he lived by the tray, died by the tray. That took it away from me then. I don't get to pick. So 2 have gone down. All right. Then we've got the LMGs. We've got the LMGs. Now these LMGs are going to be. I think we'll be able to get a bit of point blank, as it were. So we'll have the LMGs in point blank. Everyone else will be out of point blank. I think that's the fair way of doing it. So LMGs hit on 3s because I moved, but I am point blank. And then wounding on 5s. 2 kills. And I don't get to pick. And then we've got the rifles in the squad, which should be 3. And in fact, the sergeant's going to fire his Panzerfaust at you. Because if I might as well, there's literally no point in not doing it. So 2 rifles are going to be moved and not point blank. So just 4s. 2 hits. 1 kill. Don't pick. So 1 more dead. So that should be 5 dead. And then the Panzerfaust is going to hit. And it does kill a guy. So is that the whole squad, or is there 1 guy left? Now there's 1 guy left. He would have taken the majority of that casualties from this unit, so it will be a taken half in 1 go test. But he's all right. He's sticking around. He's not upset. He's not upset. He's okay with it. Brave, beautiful son of a bitch. But that is a huge dent. Look at the amount. Look at that. That alleyway was chock full of paras. And this is like, I like to imagine it's like almost like the ambush is just the truck. They can't see the German grenadiers coming up the road, and the truck just goes beep 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 back, and it just as it comes back, there's just these LMG guys like just shooting them down. Oh my days, that hurts. Go on then, Dad. See if you can get some revenge. Pull the next dice. Pull the next dice. Here we go. It is an American dice. What are you going for?
Advance.
You're going for an advance here. Where are you advancing to?
To you.
You pass the order comfortably. You're going up to the cover. I'm going to go down. Because I don't think I would survive otherwise. Yeah, you could just stack all the dice next to me and I'll... 1, 2... I think I need 1 more dice out the bag. Oh no, here it is. We'll sort out the exact orders in a second. So it'll be light cover and down, but you'll be point blank. So it'll be -2 in total. So 5s on pretty much all of his shots. So I think it's 11 in total from, if I remember from last time, maybe. Sorry, 4 SMGs. Well, 3 SMGs in a bar. That's 8. 3 rifles. 4 rifles? 4 rifles. 12 shots. Hit on 5s. Oh, it's good. Or is it just a cluster? Oh, it's just a cluster. It's a cluster. Alright, but now that's the hard part. Now the 3s. Oh no! 222! Oh, he's pissed. Oh no! That was not what you wanted there at all. Oh. Dan is one of the chillest people I've ever played against, and he's just shown the first bit of frustration I've ever seen him show. About 2 years of us like knowing each other through events and stuff. He just did a little, just a little, damn your eyes. Oh, go on then, next dice, we'll keep it going. It's a German one. Oh my. My. It's difficult. What have we got left over here? He can still go. They can all still go, can't they? That's the big deal. But realistically, the only unit that I have still active on this flank is this one. And for me, the worst thing right now would be to lose this objective. That'd be the worst thing. So whilst my instinct is to be like, as I charge out and start killing stuff, I'm going to advance backwards and lay down covering fire. So we're just going to get in the heavy cover, as it were, just sneak back here a little bit. Don't worry about the HE, sneak back to here. And we're just going to fire off, we'll say 5 SGs and a rifle over there. It'll be inexperienced, long range, heavy cover. So it's 6s followed by 6s. It's just to lay down the fire to try and get a pin if we can. 2 possibles, and then we've got the rifle as well. No. Can we get a pin? No. So that's it. They're just literally falling back like fall back. There's not like any casualties, but they're just They're just trying their best. Okay, next dice. It's a German one. Okay. 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 Can you split fire with tanks? You can split fire with Panzerfaust, so you can split fire with tanks, can't you? Okay. We're going to go for a fire order. We're going to put the main gun into there, and we're going to put the MMG there, because if I could just pin you, and it stops you from getting the objective. Oh! So,
I was going to try to do next, shoot you.
Yeah, you were wanting that dice, weren't you? You were trying to get that dice. All right, anti-tank, round. This is going to be a 4. Straight up 4. Come on, come on, buddy. Come on. You want me to get a 2? No, it's going to be a 4. Come on. It's not in the tray. No. You got to live. I've got to live by the tray, die by the tray. I can't pick and choose. Yes, the dice gods have rewarded it. Now, I will let you decide. Do you think this is side or do you think it's front? It's pretty. Pardon? Why? I'm pen plus 5.
5.
So
on the front you need a minimum of 2 to get through it. On the side ones always fail.
Okay, so it's a moot point. So it's a 2+ no matter what I'm going for. Okay, not in the tray. It's a 2, so it's just going to be a glance. Unless it's the side in which it would be a pen. That's why it matters. So, tell you, get the on the side, because I can go to, I can like have my turret like that, can't I? And aim for that point. Yeah. Okay. So it'll be side. So it's pen. So it's a 4+ again. It's not in the tray. Yes, we got him. I killed the tank. Killed the tank destroyer. Turn 6. Turn 6. It's all coming up Germans, man. It was neck and neck. And then we've got the MMG. The MMG. I can't believe I won that tank duel. I thought for sure, when I worked it out in my head that it was equals pequals, it made me realise that I could be a little bit more. What am I want? Just long range. Just long range, so 4s. 2 kills. And come on. 6 there would have been beautiful going for the NCO. So 1 pin, 2 kills. Finally, the Panzer III, it's taken all game to do anything. And it's finally pulled its finger out, and it's done a good job. Dan, I feel a little bit guilty because the dice have definitely come up hot for me there. I've been rolling really badly for the most of the game, and they finally come up good. But there we go. All right, Dan, pull the next dice, and we'll see what we get. It's an American, so we'll do this one on camera, and then we'll do the rest off camera. Let's go for the advance. He's passed. That's good. That's very good. Tape measure, you've got one? Yeah, I was hoping to get the next dice, so I would have got aimed to get another pin on you. But now that objective's going to be yours, and just put them at the base of it, and I'm happy to say that you're within 3. That's okay, unless you want them lying down on top.
So me and a guy called Dave Roberts.
Nice. All right, we'll be back at the end of turn 6 because there's not much left. End of turn 6, maybe end of the game. Oh, it's going to be close. These paratroopers failed their order. They just went down, not what you needed. You definitely want to start trying to finish some squads off. Dan was like, I told you to press the murder button. They were, oh, sorry. We thought you said press the hug button. So apparently they were not ready to murder. Peace, man. Peace and love. Peace and love. My guys, you probably saw they retreated back here, went down over there. But it all started popping off in the centre. My veteran squad, which had 3 pins on it, passed their order test just on a 7. Didn't even need the officer nearby. They ran forward. They moved, blocked off the area, and then they also I think they did like a casualty or like a pin or something to the squad that was behind. That squad in response jumped in the building, but because they had to run into them, they couldn't shoot. But they're trying to set themselves up for some sort of turn 7 shenanigans going on. Moving over to here, we had the bazooka guy come around the back, and he got a hit on the back arm of the truck, and then he rolled a 1. Basically, the bazooka arm went through the canvas, out the side, detonated off the building. The Germans on this side like, what the fuck was that? For his arrogance, for how dare he shoot our fine German Opel Blitz truck, the machine gun team turned round and absolutely laced him. He is naught but bloody pulp on the ground there, and that was pretty much it. We obviously saw all the fight that happened over here. We managed to, pop the tank. These guys were able to pass their order and get on to the objective, but I have started dialing in on them with my mortar in case there is a turn 7. But as it stands right now, end of turn 6, the Americans control 1, 2 objectives, and the Germans control 1, 2, 3 objectives. So we're going to end the game, potentially, and we're going to see if we get an extra turn. Because on bot action, you do 6 turns, and you roll to see if you get an extra 1. On a 1 to 3, the game ends, the Germans win. On a 4+, we have one more turn, just 1 turn 7. Dan, as you are my guest, would you like to roll the dice? Your fate is in your hand. You only want one of my dice? No! Well, good game, sir. Good game. That was absolutely fantastic. I honestly thought you had me for most of that. I couldn't believe that. I managed to pull that off. For me, I think it just came down to my truck bum rush worked, and your truck bum rush didn't work. A lot of people underestimate the Panzerfaust. My brother once said to me, "Oh, they're just psychological anti-tank. They don't mean anything." Then 2 of them blew up his Churchill AVRE in the same turn. So for me, having those Panzerfaust is what allowed me to do that, and I think it's what made a big difference coming back the other way. There wasn't quite as much special gear, and sort of my final thought on the whole thing is that the casualties were fairly even. If we have a look, like we've got about a dozen German casualties, maybe 15 or so American casualties. Both sides veterans have taken a bit of a beating. You've lost a truck, but and you lost your Hellcats. The Americans did get a little bit of a beating, but for me, it all came down to this fight in the town. I was basically willing to leave that objective off, and I think what made the difference on the town fight was just the German equipment. The fact that I had assault rifles and I just had the number of bodies I was able to throw into the grinder, and if they only had like a Panzerfaust here and SMG there, it was just pretty much every guy on this flank, every guy of note was rocking some kind of hardware, which I think the Americans was kind of relying on a few rifles and a few BARs basically. But Dan, absolutely fantastic game. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for it. If you guys enjoyed this ball action game, make sure you like and subscribe to follow the channel. And of course, if you really enjoyed it and you want to go the extra mile and support us and help us create more ball action battle ports, then please consider becoming a channel member or Patreon. But that's all for now. Once again, big thank you to Dan for the game. And of course, as always, we'll see you guys next time.